Hello, everyone. My name is Yabi. I'm the host for tonight. I hope everyone is fine and safe. Avoid going out or roaming around. Always remember to wash your hands and avoid touching your face. Most importantly, stay at home. These broadcasts are brought to you by our fellow JPO members and some of the world's greatest musicians that wishes to share their knowledge and help aspiring musicians through their musical journey. We are also providing opportunities for everyone with different interests to learn not performance but transferable life skills. We are doing this series of program because JPO think this will be able to help in uplifting the spirit of everyone in this long period of lockdown. If you have any questions to ask, please type them in the Q&A below. JPO are indeed very honored to be able to invite Jennifer Lee Yun Sin as our special guest for tonight. After obtaining the Bachelor of Arts in Music from Nanya Academy of Fine Arts, Jennifer Lee Yun Sin continues to pursue her Master of Music in Collaborative Piano from Southern Illinois University of Carbondale, USA. Currently, she is very active in accompanying choirs, soloists, and workshops. Let us welcome Jennifer Lee Singh.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Yabi.
Hello,
Hi,
hello
nice to
Jennifer.
meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yes,
It's a pleasure to have you in our program.
mine too. My honor. Yeah.
Okay, could you give a short introduction about yourself?
Okay. So, as you have mentioned, yes, I graduated from NAFA many years ago. Yeah. And then afterwards, actually, I started to teach, not so much on collaborating piano, but I have been always working with choirs and also in church ministries. So until there was this time when I still remember, like I finished playing the Messiah with HOS, Hallelujah Oratory Society, and that afterwards there were comments like, "Hey, you played well." I'm like, "Okay," but then somehow you're not really together with the singer, like sometimes the soloist and all those things. So it got me a bit like puzzled, like, what do you mean? But then that fella didn't really continue.
Oh,
So I
okay.
couldn't really ask him in person. So after that, I've been praying like, what is this that is bugging me like deep down? Like, do I only just want to be a teacher to teach? That's basically what students always think about their future.
Yes.
So afterwards I prayed, and one of the times when I finished praying, I had this feeling that I should continue my studies, but I don't know what to do. Like
Yeah.
as a solo pianist, I'm not that great. So afterwards I had a senior. Actually, she is has been also my senior in NAFA, but in terms of
Oh.
age, I'm older lah.
Oh.
So basically, she has asked me a few times whether I want to consider going overseas to study accompaniment at that time when I know this thing as accompaniment. So I was like,
Oh.
wow, what's that? That's something new. So, but afterwards she elaborated more, then I realized, hey, that is a good consideration because, I'm thinking of how I can upgrade my skills. Like, what does a collaborative pianist involve other than just knowing your stuff well?
Yes.
So I started to pray over it and explore the possibilities with my parents. And then my dad was like, sure, why not you just try the audition, right? And if you get in, you go for it. So with that,
Wow.
I was like, great, let me try. So excited, but I'm scared because it's a 2 years course in the States where I don't have to drive. I have no friends other than my senior. And so when I was there, it's pretty to depend on friends and church people, which I thank God for everything that I have been through, and the teachers and colleagues as well, our friends and students. Yeah, we all work together. So
Wow.
yeah, so the first time I ever heard this word collaborative, right? Now that this is the show for what it means to be a collaborative pianist.
Yes.
It's very new. That was like maybe 5 years ago. Yeah, so the video that I just watched is the first collaborated item or program, you call it, by me in Singapore as a graduated like accompanist, like you can call that. like official.
Oh, like as a
So
collaborative performance.
yeah, and then my
Oh,
poster
wow.
have my big picture, which is very rare because pianists usually get a very small area and also
Yes, yes,
sometimes
yes.
without even your names, you know. So people start to ask like, wow, what's this? You know, like even when I fill in the form, it's like who's the main person? So it's a bit for me fun and exciting to embark on
Oh,
this journey and to also actually all those countertenors wicked the countertenor that you heard
yes, yes.
the solo the violinist and the cellist Suhan and Ding Ling it's my first time working with them, so I was very nervous because I just graduated. I was very excited to want to share music with everybody. At the same time, what could happen, right? Like during rehearsals, what if I don't play well? These are usually the things that you consider.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on from here, so I would like to say all these years of after graduating, after trying many things, I have finally found my kind of area to work with. So I now mostly do solo accompanies with singers. Yeah,
Oh,
I work
okay.
with singers and also with choirs.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
so like the previous picture you all have seen, the ones in the blue, you know, with the shawls and all that, that is the
Yes.
Alleluia Oratory Society Singers Group. So that's where I mainly work with. And because some of the soloists or the singers they themselves have to take exams, voice exams. So I help to accompany them for the exams. So
Oh, wow.
building relationships, you know, and then all these are very enjoyable now because I make new friends through this industry. If not, you're pretty
Wow.
alone sometimes. Just
Yes, yes.
teaching, you know, students.
Yeah. So, what does collaboration mean to you?
Yeah, actually, this is a big word. So a lot of people ask, is it a different thing between this word against the word accompanist? Well, to me, we use both, but in to me, it's more like a professional way, like collaborative, because of the role that I do or we do. So accompanying has this idea of, you know, to follow someone.
Yes.
Yeah, so I used to think that way, especially when I have like projects with teachers, like voice teachers. You follow, right? But
Yes.
that wasn't what it takes when I was back studying in Illinois. So my
Oh,
teacher say, no, you don't follow because if you're following, you're always delayed in terms of sound, in terms of expression. You're supposed to be with. So collaborate has this word of being together. You work together. And actually,
wow.
because of this, I actually found online that it says that if you were to collaborate, it also to mean to have a group of people coming together and to contribute. I like this word contribute because it takes both to clap, right? Two hands to clap.
Yes.
So how can I contribute? You know, other than just playing my notes well. Yeah, so that has been something that I have always been learning with people. So like I get to work with very good conductors in very good groups like choir groups and all that. And sometimes the conductors would teach me this is how you can take cues from me or to take over. At first I was really timid to take over. What do you mean like play more, take
Yes,
over,
yes, yes.
right?
Yeah.
Because it feels very exposed, especially if you know you have so many things to play sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but actually, if you were to listen to the recorded sessions, it's actually more balanced. So I learned that through the years, especially after my first recital with Wicked, because he taught me a lot of things as well while we are rehearsing. So it takes a lot of courage and also, I would say, leadership, not just working partners, but you take leadership in what you do in passages that sometimes the soloist takes a break and but the
Yes.
music still goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how do you do that? Yeah, so correct. So all this is along the way that I learned.
Wow.
Yeah, and also yeah, and then also to say if you collaborate more, you will also greatly impact the outcome of the project. So it is very true. The more I work with someone I know, of course, after many years on projects, you get to know this person's style. Yeah, so
And then you
it's
get to kind of like mix in well with each other.
yeah, and sometimes it can be quite impromptu. Like, things just happen. It doesn't have to be rehearsed, I would say, because it's not always the same. You know what I mean?
Yes,
So
yes, I understand.
yeah, so that's the fun of it. So a lot of my singers just said, now we have put in so much work. Let's just enjoy the process, which
Yeah.
that should be it.
So then if you say like accompanying and collaborating, so do you think now instead of saying accompanying, most of them are just collaborating?
I still use the word accompanying.
Okay.
Yeah, but I still prefer the word collaborate. Like because usually, that's how, or we are just called the pianist, right? But to collaborate in a deeper sense, you share views you talk things through with each other. Yeah, and then it doesn't mean that it's always your soloist that gets to express in terms of things. So in my course of studying, I was kind of trained, or in that sense, studied how do you actually go around realizing a song.
Oh,
So things like languages, you have to understand the culture of the composer, the setting
yes.
of the song. And now that we're speaking English, there's a certain way of speed, the consonants,
Yes.
and how we do loud and soft to
Yeah. To
express.
express, yeah.
Yeah, so different languages, I would say they have their own things like consonants or stresses and non-stresses. Yeah, so how does a pianist follow, or let me change it, it should be
To the
collaborate.
yes, and
So,
mix
mm,
together.
right.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm.
So what are some competencies necessary for collaborative pianists?
There's a lot. Okay, so I would say in order to be a good collaborative pianist, you need to be a very good skilled pianist yourself, right? So like things like good sight reading skills, score reading skills, even the skills to rearrange sometimes, because like for the operas or the orchestra scores, it's not able to play everything. And
Yeah.
actually, my hands are pretty small. So sometimes we have to rearrange things to fulfill the setting of the song. And also to highlight or to back up the singers in terms of sustained voice. If they need just one tone, then the background has to be solid enough or energized, or to get them
Oh,
through the phrase. Yeah, so and then also you need to be able to learn how to transpose at times. Yeah,
oh, is
like
it because sometimes they sing in a different key or something?
sometimes, but yeah, hopefully not. Yeah, but no, sometimes it's because before that already they already said that, oh, this doesn't suit my range, like this
Oh,
piece. So we don't have the other transpose score, so sometimes you need to transpose. But to be honest, I can't really do that fast, so I still need my singers to kind of find the correct key version score for my reading.
wow.
Yeah, but that's
Okay.
something I have to start learning and conquer. Yeah, but that is
Yes.
something that collaborative pianists are supposed to be good at. Yeah. And also you need very good, like I said, skills, so that how to balance your sound with your, depending whether is it a voice singer or an instrumentalist. So things like example, sometimes in a very nice big hall,
Yeah.
like Nafa's hall, also Ta,
Yes.
or even in Esplanade recital. So we have the full range piano with full lead open.
Yeah.
So like the video you just watched is full lead open,
Yeah.
and but at the same time you only have one singer. Right? So how do you
Yes.
actually balance that? It takes a lot of skills. personally. Yeah, in terms of your pedaling, in terms of your control. So like I learned this a lot from my teacher, Dr. Transu, back in the States, where he used to tell me, you just fake your loud. I'm like, what do you mean fake it? Like you are supposed to go into this climax, but you're not supposed to overthrow your singer, like play too loud to cover them. Yeah,
Yes.
so these are the skills that it's not a solo pianist can acquire sometimes, because you don't need that, you know.
Yeah.
So if collaborating is different, you have to consider all this, especially for younger musicians, I would say. Yeah, is to train them to come out a bit more. If not, then you have to back up them in a supporting role.
Yeah.
Yes. So other than that, you need to study a lot on the song style, interpretation, and sometimes to even voice coach students that's taking exams. But at the same time, to understand how the voice teacher coach them. So I love to go and how do you say, to be with them during a rehearsal with the teacher. So
Wow.
to go for
To
the
uns.
lesson.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So to kind of understand like what the coach, the teacher is teaching, so you can kind of
Yes.
implement your ideas with it.
Yes. So it's
Ah,
always
okay.
easier for me, because then I understand both ways, like for a teacher's point of view, like with teacher Anna, like yeah, so like her students, I usually go to her house for rehearsals with the singer after I practice with them separately. Yeah, so that we can, because I always believe that they are seniors teachers who can coach us,
Yeah.
even if we're not singers, like pianists, they know how to. So I love to work and be in their lessons with the students.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah. So personally, after graduating, I find there are two big main things that I've learned as a collaborative pianist that I have never thought I will, like learn this. So the first thing is breathing. Like breathe when you're playing. I'm like, okay, or give cues, by your breath, because sometimes things happen, like, somehow your singer forgot the entrance, or I forgot the entrance or something. I couldn't continue. So what do? You can't just stop the music.
Yes.
So sometimes by the breath, the cues, you can help each other, and especially for wind players, yeah, when they breathe, I try to breathe with them. So that was something very relatively new, when I have learned that, and also when I came back to actually work with people here. And after a while, I feel that it is very important. So I always tell my students even now, like, you're a pianist, but then it'd be best if you can sing along sometimes, or even sing before you play, because you can then identify with the musical phrases in your playing.
As in sing in the mind
Okay, you
or
actually
sing it out.
okay, like I've seen a lot of videos, like the very pro, the companies, they actually sing along when they play. Sometimes you can hear the humming. So
Oh,
I did witness some of my teachers back in the States where they actually hum along when they are playing. But the audience can't really hear, but me as a page turner or someone beside, you can actually hear it.
oh wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
so at first I thought it's something weird, like, why do you do that? Like, it's not like
yeah.
fantastic singing.
Yeah.
But then it actually afterwards, I realized I tend to do that sometimes, even especially when I'm a bit nervous. Like,
Oh,
I tend to try to get more into the music with my singing, and then sometimes it's subconsciously, because you know this song so well. Like just now that my song tribute and glory be to God, these are very familiar tunes that I would love to sing and play along.
oh.
So that helps in the accompaniment. Yeah, the way you play things and phrase it to sound like one.
So
Yes.
it's
So
it's like it's more expressive.
Yeah,
Can
yeah,
it be?
yeah. It's very, yeah, it's more expressive, and the singer might feel that, wow, you're with me, like, you're not alone. Sometimes you
Yes,
feel
yes.
very lonely, even
Yeah,
though it's two of us up there.
yeah.
Yeah, so to breathe like a singer, and to even sing, because there are some like consonants, like especially German words. There are some consonants that takes a while for you before you say out, or you end it quick, or the double consonants, you take time to sound them. So your attack on the cadence or the harmonic changes. um, then do you speed up after that for the phrase, for the meaning of it, so all this
Oh,
actually is a lot of knowledge on
wow.
on the words itself. So we have to know exactly this phrase, what does it mean when you're singing this. Yeah, and for singers as well, I think they're all supposed to know. And most of my singers, they know very well like what are they supposed to express, like even in the recitative, like even your plong plong, your punctuation, like they sing sing sing, and then you plong plong, cadence, and like on the harpsichord you do the arpeggiated rows and all that.
Yes.
They're not just for fun, okay? Although they are fun, but then they are supposed to symbolize, or to bring you to give you some harmony, to better understand the context of the song. So if the singer is reciting about something sad, like in those operas about
Yeah.
her lover leaving her, or she can't figure out what to do, so you don't play like in a happy style or in the quick style. Sometimes you can roll it slower, or you roll it to the
Oh,
note that she's supposed to be singing on the next phrase, like the entrances, like a bit of hints in there. So these are also the skills that I picked up along the way while I learned
wow.
from different people. And yeah, I think most collaborative pianists like to work with people. So whenever there is a chance for us to work with, we will say, yeah, it fits my schedule. I will do that.
Wow.
So I love it because you get to meet people, and then because we are humans, right? We are not
Yeah, yeah.
perfect. So we always learn from mistakes, even though sometimes it can be a bit failure on stage, like it just it just didn't work out well, like it was a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
total mess. But you pick up from where you were, and yeah,
Learn
you
from
move
there.
on.
Yeah,
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 a lot.
yeah. So in the case of COVID, how do you collaborate?
Yeah, COVID, it was unexpected. Suddenly we're all locked down, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes. So in terms of that, first I have to know to use this platform, Zoom, and also to check my sound check with my sound check people. So I also then have to collaborate with them, because for me to look good, for me to sound good, I need backup crew also at the end,
Yes.
and to do the editing and all that things.
Yeah.
So personally, I wanted to try, like in those times when I can record and send it to a singer, and then she record on top. But afterwards, I was a bit lazy lah. Then I
Oh.
didn't I didn't also know how to like do it well, or in that sense, so I did not. But I only had sent in one for my church ministry as a pianist, and then there were people to edit and stitch it together. Yeah, so these are some of the photos to see what we did, and with the help of some of my choir mates, where we have to do online harmony analysis, so we have to set
Yes.
up, and I have to learn all this also, like to borrow equipment, and to know how to actually set them up. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
and to get instructions from my friends who specializes in this. So actually in this time, I feel very blessed. Yeah, this is what you do, when you don't have a camera, document camera. A
Oh,
lot of ideas online, right?
yes, yes, yes.
So yeah, so I tried some and it worked for me some, and I have to also buy some equipment during COVID time. So actually I find this very useful now. At first to be honest, I was very reluctant to step in because to how does it feel to talk here versus a camera like that?
Yeah, and, and there's
Doesn't feel
no really,
personalized.
yeah, no
Yeah,
interactions.
correct. But with more and more people doing it, and also I realized I can actually sign on a lot of courses to either teach myself, to share my experience right now, or for me as a student to sign up for a course to upgrade my skills and to also know more people and to talk and
Oh,
share. I think it's a very good way to explore. So in future,
yes.
I'm not sure whether this will continue, but definitely it's a good way to explore and also to continue sharing music. Like what you guys are doing is very good, because you engage different professionals. We get to watch them, and they are from different parts of the world, and this heart of sharing, this encouragement, that it makes us feel that we are not really alone. There are
Yeah.
actually, there are people out there who are supporting and want to collaborate as well. So yeah, so this word collaboration, it doesn't just apply like only for music sense, like pianist versus a soloist or what, but it is to collaborate to in your daily life, right? To work
Yeah.
with people.
To work with others.
Yeah.
So, what would you like to tell to our listeners in summary?
Yeah, in short, it's a long journey and it's a never-ending journey to learn and to pick up things. And things happen like right now, COVID, right?
Yeah.
So, but be willing to open up to new things, and also to continue sharing and encourage each other through your music, and also to, yeah, to, I think that's more important, because if not, sometimes musicians feel that we are not um, like needed by the industry,
Yeah.
so then
Yes, yes.
how do you overcome this, so we actually we encourage each other to share music more, yeah, and to continue teaching. I think teaching is also a source, an outlet where you can share your experience with, especially the younger generation, inspire them, and then next time we can work with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So through Zoom, like, how do you actually collaborate with another person?
Okay, so usually what we do, or I see people doing, is you take, okay, example for virtual choir, right? So
Yes.
so you have a demo, like a demo CD or demo track, where it's accompanied by either the piano or piano metronome, or piano metronome and a conductor, or depending what you need for the group.
Yes.
And then the person, the singer, will have to put in on the earpiece. They will have to listen to the recording, and then at the same time they need another device to record their own singing, and then they will send it to the person who needs to stitch and do the editing, which is actually the most tedious part. So credit to them, for the afterwards, the final product.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's usually how we do it, and it's not being very international. Like in Singapore, we have done like the Media Corp. They have done the song "Home," where
Yes.
they invited a lot of whoever wants to sing along, just join in,
Oh,
and
wow.
we can actually watch it live. It was being shown on TV. So actually, all this make us united. Music is an international language, so
Yes.
it always can unite and to share our feelings about things. Like we can, like, my friends sometimes they hold a concert on songs about death, like you talk about, they choose songs about regarding death, or
Yeah.
you can choose a song cycle on a woman's life or a wanderer's life, kind of thing. So it talks about life. So when you come attend a concert, then you can actually relate to them more easily. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that's part of our job as well. Like for us to hold concerts, we have to discuss with our singers, like what kind of songs suits our genre. Like, is this for a younger audience, or for a Chinese audience, or for different kind of people? What kind of genre you're actually singing to? Then you choose accordingly. Yeah, because if you're doing like all serious backward,
Yeah.
I think not everyone can understand
Appreciate.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
appreciate. And it's pretty solid, like pretty serious works. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that has always been also something to consider. It's
Yes, yes, yes.
yeah.
Oh, so what do you think of JPO and the activities that we are doing right now?
Wow, you guys have done a lot of things, I would say. A lot of things, and very good. I love your energy. I love the efforts. I love how you are contributing to the society. Like, I understand you all have outreach programs.
Yeah,
So
many outreach programs.
yeah, so I heard about some that your outreach to those children from like poor families.
Yeah.
You conduct lessons, is it?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, so I think it's very good because then it helps them to appreciate music, and for them a chance to come to know music,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
a lot of people out there wants to learn, but they have no money to either afford lessons, or like a piano. Not everyone can afford a piano,
Yes.
or even if you buy one, sometimes the house is too small.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so not everyone gets this chance. So I think JPO is doing well, is doing great, because you are giving children of the less fortunate a chance to do. And also, like, you all have exam boards, right,
Yes, we're
coming up?
planning an exam board. Yes.
Yeah, good. So I would love to see that coming up, because then there's always an alternative to, like the prestigious ones lah. So
Yeah.
if there is a platform for the other students who can afford, and for them to kind of take an exam, and also to know where they stand, and then they can
Yeah.
continue from there. So I would suggest, if it can be recognized, that would be great, because then they can use these to further their music passion. Because
Wow.
if you were to get enrolled in certain schools, right, you need a certain
Yes.
qualification. So if
Yeah.
all these are recognized, that would be great, because then we will encourage our students to go for that as well. Yeah,
Okay. Thank you for suggestions and your kind words.
sure.
So we will move on to the Q&A session. So for anyone who
Yes.
wishes to ask questions, please just type them out in the Q&A below.
Okay.
So we have our first question coming in. So would you say that collaborative artists, be it the pianists or the singers, are like an ensemble? Like for effective ensemble, you will need to interact live, but through this technology, that interaction is somewhat lost. So how could we overcome this loss?
Wow. Okay. So yes, the laws will come in because it's digitalized, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I've seen many videos as well that has been very nicely done up, I would say. So first, of course, is to make sure the person who is doing the stitching, the editing, has to be very good, because if not, you lose it. I mean, then if there's a delay, or even the mouth, sometimes it doesn't synchronize with the sound,
Yeah.
you lose that effectiveness of watching it. So if you can engage, or if you can do a very good job on the editing, go for it. And because I would say whoever is involved in that recording will be passionate about the playing or the singing, the giving part. I think we don't have to worry about that. They should be very
Yeah.
passionate about that. So in that sense, it's not all lost to me,
Oh,
because it's all about communicating. So if through this recording, you can still sense the communication, and of course, I would say there's a lot of preparation before that. First, I think maybe you all can, I think they will try it out first, do like a, a
Just
testing,
yeah,
testing demo first before you actually submit to YouTube, right? Because once you're
yeah,
uploaded, it's like whole world can see,
yes,
So
yeah,
they will already have all this preparation done. So it's just that, of course, like what the person has said, it's not physically. So like a lot of like breathing, a lot of those things, sometimes it's a bit difficult to catch. But right now we can try just our best to to amend this lost. Yeah, but once COVID is better controlled, which we
yeah,
will pray later, that I think we will really like to resume, back to interaction, real life concert. There's nothing that beats that lah, to be
yeah.
honest. Right.
Yes. So, hi, Jennifer. In
Hi.
your opinion, do you think it is time for people to use collaborative pianist rather than an accompanist officially?
Yeah, you can. I would say that would be a good way to move on from here. But basically, is to educate, especially people who just, I would say maybe nowadays, the graduates, they have already come to know of this term. Because like what I said, this term was not so known many years back in the early
Yeah,
20th century. But right now, everyone's talking about it, right? And through these kind of platforms, I think more people come to know of it. But what really matters is what it takes. So if you understand the basics, like not say basics, but basically how we view this thing, these two words is with or follow. So collaborative has more of the terms that is with, is
yeah,
together. But as a companies, I would say, I actually also have this in mind. Yeah, so I would say if you can use the word collaborative, okay, especially if you were to hire a pianist lah, and then you have it in your poster. Yeah, if you don't just put pianist, you can put collaborative pianist. That'd be great to start the education to the public. If not, I think it's okay. I don't think we pianists mind that much as how we are being labeled, in certain times. But we know what the role is to actually discuss how we can be one, even though
with
we are
yeah,
playing two different instruments or more, or in an
yes, yes,
ensemble.
yes. Okay, so moving on to the next question. Virtual choirs usually will have the accompaniment recorded to send to the singers to listen in to record. So would you say that the piano is leading the choir in terms of expression instead of the conductor?
Okay, I would say this has different views. For what I know, usually the conductors give, or you have to first, okay, as a collaborative pianist, you have to first understand from your conductor the tempo, right, and some of his
Yes.
cues. So if you are doing virtual, it's a bit difficult because he's not with you, like next to you to give you
Yeah.
cues and all that, right? So of course it would be best if the conductor plays the piano. He records the track himself and with his recording. And then after that, he sends it to singers. If that doesn't work, then I will first, me as a collaborative pianist, I will try to follow a metronome first, and then maybe I'll send it to him, and then I'll ask him about places like those retarding places,
Yes.
changing, or like dynamics control, or changing tempos and all that. And if he's okay with my recording, I think I was still subject to his views, like
Yeah.
about his interpretation. I will follow his interpretation. and then I will do my part as a pianist. I will then record and then send it back to him or her to check it. And if all is good, then he can add on to that, or depending who goes first. If it's from the conductor, then I'll add on,
Yes. Oh,
then
yeah,
we will
yeah.
send it out. But to be less complicated, like what I said, yeah, sometimes it's family members. Like my dad is a conductor, I'm the pianist, so it's easier because he's at my house. He can conduct while I play. And then, or if not, then yeah, this has to be done. A lot of to and fro.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on to the next question.
Okay.
Hello, may I know when you play in a chamber group, do you consider yourself more a chamber musician than a collaborative pianist?
I would say chamber music. Yeah, I am a chamber musician. Yeah, I would say both. But we are all musicians and we all collaborate. You know what I mean? Well,
Yes,
it's just that my instrument is the piano.
piano. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the others will be other instruments. Oh, actually, I forgot something to mention. I work very closely with my piano tuner.
Oh, why,
It's the
why,
good
why
thing.
so?
Yeah, because actually, okay, so what's my experience like is sometimes we go overseas with the choir.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes you have to just use the piano, which is already there. Example, we go
Yes.
to a church, but the piano is not in tune, and you have to rehearse on that. And the more terrible or the more nightmare is you're going to perform on it like 2 days time or 3 days
Yeah.
time. So then you panic as a pianist. Yeah, and also the conductor. So then the next thing will be, where can you get a very good piano tuner that can actually come in and tune the piano? So locally, I have my own piano tuner. Like I always go to Mr. Go. So I've always you want to use the word collaborate, working with him all these years,
Yes.
and he has been a very, very, very nice guy because every time like last minute things happens, like tonight is my rehearsal, but tomorrow is my show, and the piano is not in tune, and the show starts rehearsing tomorrow at 5 p.m. But I just finished ended my rehearsal at 10:30 p.m. today.
Wow.
So we have to call him and then make arrangement for him to come down. So I really thank him, like in all these years, and all the times when we need it, especially not just him, all the piano tuners out there. I think we need you guys because if not, my instrument is gone. I can't. No matter how good I play, there's no use.
Yeah.
you know.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
yeah, okay. So coming back to the ensemble, yeah, I think especially for those pieces written like Beethoven for the trio, like the piano, violin, and
Yes.
the cello, violin, right? So what do you call yourself? Yeah, I'm the pianist that collaborates, and these are my musicians. So I'm part of the musician. So we are a group, and we work closely. So as you know, music has speaking phrases. So
Yes.
like sometimes you take the melody, I do the supporting role, and then after that
Yeah,
I
yeah.
take over.
Yes.
Yeah, so these are very interactive. So I love it because every time it's different. Or sometimes you're like, okay, who's going to mess up now?
Yeah.
And just get ready to jump in on, which is
Yeah.
supporting.
So, so we say there's a difference between a chamber musician and a collaborative pianist, like a collaborative any any person. We say there's a difference between these words.
To me, not as much. Unless, okay, I would say ensemble, I would expect more people, you know.
Yes.
Collaborative pianist, you can just be that pianist and a soloist or instrumentalist.
Ah,
So
okay.
If you want me to voice it down to that, that's all I can think of right now. Yeah, but if not, basically we are just musicians.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Okay, moving on to the next question. Could
okay.
you share with us what are the basic necessary skills needed to become a collaborative pianist, other than those required by a solo pianist, if one were to pursue that?
I'm sorry, can you repeat again?
Okay, could you share with us what the basic necessary skills needed to become a collaborative pianist, other than those required by a soloist pianist,
Okay,
if a person is to pursue that?
right. Solo pianists play pieces. We don't play songs. In a certain way of identifying, there are no words to it. Okay, because I work closely with singers, right?
Okay.
Instrumentalist is the same. So actually, if you're comparing between instrumentalist, pianist, collaborative pianist, and voice, to me is very different. The things that you need to equip yourself is different. The skills are different to me. So for voice, for singers, we play songs. So first, like what I said, you have to understand the language, you have to know the words, um, and then you have to know more also about their breathing, because you are then with someone else, right? And then also places where she needs to rest or to prolong a sound, you have to be with her, not follow her. Yeah, because sometimes she may just need another breath or what, then you have to get ready to jump in. So
Yeah.
it's very different from a solo pianist, because I understand, like being a solo pianist, there are passages or sections that you can take time on your own to go through it, you know, and
Yeah.
then or to go faster even on live stage. But if you were to do that, you have to make sure as a collaborative pianist, your singer is going fast with you. If she can't breathe in time, you mess up the whole thing. So you still have to know how to control your, sometimes it's your nerves, right? So it takes a lot of all this also. Yeah, so it's pretty different. It's pretty different skill sets for me. But of course, definitely the basic line is you have to be good. You have to be, you got to know your notes. You got to know the piano notes to start with, and then on top of that, you still have to understand.
And hear the
Yeah,
other person.
yeah.
Okay, so now um, we will have our last question because we're kind
Okay.
of tight on time right now.
All right.
So, hi, Miss Lee. I
Hi.
am curious to know, are all the cues always given by the vocalist or soloist instead of coming from the pianist?
Not all, because sometimes we have okay, so sometimes the Schubert songs, you have the preludes, and then the singers would come in,
Yes.
and then in between you might have a short interlude, then after that they have to come in again. So I think it's vice versa. Yeah, so sometimes I cue because I'm ready to let you take over, or I'm ready, I will give you cues that I'm ready to take over. So it depends on your text context, what the song requires. And of course, there are also songs that you need to be together at, like, breathe and go, So
Yes.
those you have to rehearse. Like sometimes it's a quick one, or suddenly you change the tempo, or change the atmosphere of the song, like recitatis, right? You got
Yes,
to
yes,
be
yes.
with it. You cannot be following it, because after that there's a lack of tension, or there's a lack of expression. You can't follow up, So yeah, so these are quite fun places.
How about like if you have a conductor conducting the choir? Like how about that situation?
Okay, that one is a bit tricky. Mostly I take cues from conductors. Yeah. But there are sometimes, because example, I have to start off the song first, like I have 8 bars of piano playing,
Yes.
right? And then it sets the mood. And then on top of the score, it says, freely,
Yeah.
or things like in the singing style. So
Yes,
sometimes
yes,
the
yes.
conductor choose not to conduct you, because then you can actually express it in your own phrasing. It takes time, and then later on, maybe then the conductor will continue leading you or with the choir, because you have a choir to take care of, right?
Yes, yes.
So you still have to, me as a pianist, I will still have to fall back on the conductor.
Okay. So if the choir and the conductor is not together, you will choose to follow the conductor. Will that
Correct.
be? Okay. Okay.
Well, if
Okay.
it's just a piano, it's simple. Imagine you have an ensemble. Let's see whether the violin principal leader will. You have to follow him.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yes.
one.
Okay, so unfortunately, we're running out of time for this interview.
Okay.
So, on behalf of JPO, we'd like to thank you, Jennifer Lee,
Thank
for
you.
dedicating your
Thank
time and
you for
energy
having
into
me.
this interview,
Thank
despite
you.
the pandemic that is happening right now. And we would also
Right.
like to thank everyone who has attended and supported this program. You guys have
Yes.
been great. So I hope you guys got the answers you wanted. And for those who are still waiting for answers, please stay, as Jessica Lee will answer your questions through the Q&A below later. Please check for the link at our Facebook page, JPO, and stay tuned. And for anyone who is interested to share any of our program with your family and friends, it will be on our Facebook page, Jesselton Philharmonic Orchestra. So now Jennifer Lee will lead the prayer to end tonight's program. So please pray in whatever faith you believe in for the COVID-19.
Okay. So let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you for all the things you have given to us. You are a very good Father, and you have never once forsaken us or forgotten what we need. Right now, in this season of Christmas, we are once again being reminded of your great love for us, that you have sent your beloved Son, Jesus Christ, to die for our sin. And we also want to pray for the world right now. We pray that you will take away all the fears, anxiety, the feeling of hopelessness, isolation from people, whether these people are recovering or receiving treatment or being under quarantine, or just being alone and feeling alone right now in this season. The Lord, we pray that you will give them new hope, joy in the coming year, 2021, because we know you are always in control. And that let them, and also let us turn our eyes upon you, to you, and that we are always reminded of your love and your providence for us. Let us not forget about that. So we thank you for God. You have been our refuge and our strength, and you will always be an ever-present help in our trouble. And therefore we will not fear, but to continue to trust in your mighty name and your mighty works. For this we pray in Jesus' most precious and victorious name. Amen.
Okay, thank you and
Thank
good night
you.
and goodbye,
Good
everyone.
night. Have a good night.
Bye.